Hey everybody, it's Amy from amybaumitz.com. Today I want to talk about how you can be both a good mom and wife and do doTERRA at the same time. This is something that might be a belief that I've run into, maybe continue to run into as I grow my business, and this is something that I hear from a lot of people too, like, how can I be a good mom? How can I balance all of this and handle all of this? So just some thoughts for you really quick. Your kids aren't going to remember all the classes that you may be teaching, right? They're not going to remember that, like, I was with so-and-so because mom was teaching a class. And maybe they will, but really they're not going to remember those kinds of details necessarily. Do you know what they're going to remember? They're going to remember what it felt like to be with you. Like when you were with them, were they your number one? Was your focus on them? And were you spending those hours that you could when you were in your mom hours fully invested in them and what that looked like? Those are the kinds of things they're going to remember. Not how many classes you taught or how much you traveled or things like that. So my 2 tips for you are this. Number 1 is set some boundaries. Like first on your work hours, make sure that you have just mom hours. Like I have hours in my day where I just get to be a mom, and I love them. And sometimes do I have to make compromises and be flexible on that? Yeah, but I love that I have that space carved out, and it just takes the pressure off, right? I've got my mom time. And along with that, you can have, time with your spouse, right? Carved out, those kinds of things. Just like I have my doTERRA business hours carved out, I have those other things that are important and valuable carved out. And then I do my best, I'm not perfect at it, to be 100% there, either as a wife or as a mom, when I'm in those hours doing those things, okay? So set some boundaries around it. For some people, that means that if they could be doing anything. And if the phone rings and it's one of their kids, they pick it up. Well, it's not old enough to be calling on the phone. But that's maybe something that you could put in place, and that way your kids really feel like, hey, I'm important, I matter. So there are tons and tons of, not tons and tons, but there are single moms out there who are working their butts off, and their kids feel super loved and cared for. So just remember, just because you've decided to invest some time and energy into your doTERRA business doesn't mean you can't have both worlds, okay? And the second tip I want to give is to include your kids, include your husband in setting goals. Like, hey, when we reach this income goal, we're going on a family vacation. Hey, when we reach this income goal, you and I are going for a pedicure date, or you're getting those basketball shoes you've wanted, or husband, we're getting a weekend getaway. Okay, so I think it's really important to engage them so it doesn't just feel like your thing, and it's something that, so they know when they're having to maybe adapt at home and compromise if you're gone and figure things out, that you're all in it together and that there's something in it for them too. You might even create like a little board for it, right? So those are my tips for you. Set some boundaries and include them in it. You really can do this. You might not be like the mom you thought you'd be or the wife you thought you'd be. You'll be a better version, because doTERRA will grow you to a new level of like who you are, and it's an incredible process. It's an incredible thing to get to be a part of. And it ultimately, I would say hands down, will make you a better mom and a better spouse because of the things you'll have to work on. So it's totally doable. You've got this. If you're not a part of doTERRA team, I love my team. I love what I do. My mission is to create a team of people who want to serve others and help them transform their health. If that's something you'd like to know more about being a part of, you can contact me at the email below, and I will personally respond back to you. Thanks, everybody.